would be worse for the country. So who's next in line?
Mr. Biden is not the Democratic nominee.
Joe Biden will not be the nominee.
Joe Biden will not be the Democratic Party nominee.
Whoa. You're on record.
On record. People feel is not up to the job anymore, certainly not for the next 4 years. They cannot have him running in November.
Mr. Biden is not the Democratic nominee.
Joe Biden will not be the nominee.
Joe Biden will not be the Democratic Party nominee.
Whoa. You're on record.
On record. People feel is not up to the job anymore, certainly not for the next 4 years. They cannot have him running in November, but they know they cannot go with this guy in this kind of condition.
Mr. Biden is a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory, Special Counsel Robert Hur wrote in a 388-page report.
President Biden, something the Special Counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak. That's
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me." Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment.
After that scathing special counsel report about the president's mental fitness, his fiery defensive emergency press conference seems to have dug him a bigger hole, and the White House counsel was sent out the next day trying to clean it all up. What does it say about the president's ability to hold on to his incumbency? Biden should not run, and Harris would be worse for the country. So who's next in line? Best chances of being elected this fall. Trump is a 5 to 6 shot. It's better than even. Biden 15 to 8, a little better than 2 to 1. Next in line, Michelle Obama, 11 to 1, ahead of Nikki Haley, Gavin Newsom, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Kamala Harris.
Not Joe Biden.
Joe Biden will not be the nominee. I said this last year. People dismissed it as some type of conspiracy theory. Today, I think it became that much more obvious. Play this out. Biden's own DOJ and special counsel is effectively releasing a report that undermines the case for him to actually be a candidate for the U.S. presidency, right as Biden's poll numbers are cratering. But I do think what they're planning for is to sideline Biden as the nominee, trot in a different puppet instead. That's the most significant takeaway from tonight. But I think the reality is this. The managerial class in the Democratic Party, and I believe in the deep state, has decided that they have lost their use for Joe Biden as a puppet. I think they laid a trap for him. They invited him effectively to prove to the American people that he doesn't have the mental acuity to do it. He fell into their trap, and now they're laying the groundwork for in the coming 3 months to sideline him and actually put up who the real nominee is going to be. So I said this at the end of one of the Republican presidential debates, and I'll say it again. Just be honest with the American people. Tell us who the actual nominee is going to be so that we don't play these games and we can actually have an honest, open debate about who should be the next president of the United States, because we know that Joe Biden is not going to be one of those candidates. And I think tonight made that much more clear.
Run again. I think that I think we'll take a look at it. Okay. But right now we need to focus on winning a majority instead of a presidential election.
I'm looking squarely towards 2022 and the re-election ahead of me.
Do you want to see Joe Biden?
I don't want to answer that question because we have not, I don't want to answer that question.
Do you believe President Biden should run for a second term?
I have said if he runs, I'll support him.
I'm working on my own election, and that's all I'm focused on right now.
Everybody's worried about elections. That's the problem. It's a 2022 election, 2024.
No, but this is a simple question. Would you?
No, it's not. I'm not getting involved in that, John.
Too early to say. It doesn't serve the purpose of the Democratic Party to deal with that until after the midterms. Ms. Maloney.
I don't believe he's running for re-election. Mr. President, I apologize. I want you to run. I happen to think you won't be running, but when you run, or if you run, I will be there 100%.
So, Principal Richardson, thank you for welcoming us here today. And Secretary Cardona and Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Fairby, thank you for joining us as well. And for families across the country.